Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog Podcast. It's the summer of Blake 7, and we're heading rapidly towards the end of Series 1. Remember, there's still time to enter my competition to win Series 1 of Blake 7 on DVD. All you need to do is email me at the usual address and tell me why you want it. It's that simple. But enough of that. What we need to be doing is talking about, well, Blake 7. Deliverance. It's episode 12 of 13, and this is kind of a two-parter, but not really, just in the sense that they join up. Of course, it's got an A-plot and a B-plot, as so much science fiction does, basically in order to give enough people enough things to do, and to pad out the 50-odd minute that it's on TV. Yes, those were the great and glorious days when an hour's worth of TV lasted almost an hour. Not 42 minutes as it is now in the States. 42 minutes? That's ridiculous. It's going to get to a point now where an hour's worth of TV is going to last 25 minutes. And then it'll be half an hour's worth of TV. Can we leave that and get back to Blake 7? I think so. Your A-plot, that's your basic A-plot, is... well, look, Servalan and Travis, having a chat. Yes, office-based science fiction. What more do you need out of the universe than that? Servalan's got a plan that will save the Federation billions. If she actually bothered to pay up the billions, she'd have Aurak and be able to capture Blake. What is Aurak? Aurak is the MacGuffin, the plot device, the driving force, the thing that we'll talk about next time. Basically, a guy, Roy from EastEnders, and of course various episodes of Doctor Who, needs some medical help. His dad's not well. His dad's got a pacemaker. His dad, Enso, needs new batteries and possibly someone to fit them. Enso was a clever man. Enso was a man who made lots of bits for a computer. Computers that allowed them, and this is mind-breaking, bear with me, hold on to something, talk to each other. And thanks to Enso's chips, computers could basically the man invented Wi-Fi. All the computers in the universe and the Federation are all linked to each other. Yeah. And can all chat and be interrogated by something. Yeah. Yeah, that's how computers work these days, isn't it? Mostly. I'll leave it there. They filter information and gather things. So basically, it's not just Wi-Fi, it's Google. I'm sorry, I'm getting ahead of myself. Aurak is a search engine. A search engine with artificial intelligence. The fact that he is basically alive, but is still treated very badly, allows him to be grumpy and to become another member of the crew, but that won't happen till next time. We know that Aurak exists and is an important piece of the plot, but this story's got radiation poisoning, cavemen, a massive rocket, Avon behaving like a god, and a rescue from a spaceship. Admittedly, it all revolves around one planet, so perhaps it's not really an A-plot and a B-plot. No, it is. It is. So let's not argue on that one. A small spaceship that looks suspiciously like the one earlier from the season that had a boatload of genetically modified people wandering around in nappies. Well, this almost identical ship manages to, well, blow a fuse and is almost going to crash. Everyone huddles into the massive life pods and heads to the planet's surface. Because if Enso doesn't get his batteries, which are on board the spaceship, then he'll die of natural causes, he won't get his bounty, and then blah, blah, blah. Servalan arrives, Servalan collects whatever Aurak is, and then goes on her way with the big computer. Oh, I've saved myself lots of money. You know what? You have saved yourself lots of money, pet, but so what? You don't get to keep Aurak, and that's what happens next time. What happens this time is everyone's on the planet. Everyone goes down to rescue the people in the pod. The sun's still alive and is a bit grumpy, but has his batteries. Oh yes, he still has his batteries. And he's not well and he's in a lot of pain. And he does, of course, want the spaceship. Once he's on board and gets a bit better, he tries to hold everyone hostage who's still on board the spaceship. And of course, because he's holding everyone on board the spaceship hostage and heads off towards the dad to give him his batteries, well, you know what? Everyone on board on the planet has radiation poisoning, and there's a business with cavemen who are all a bit grumpy and want Callie because she's got nice hair, I guess. And then there's Avon in a cave meeting someone who treats him like a god. It's lots of ideas being thrown out, being chucked out at this wall and seeing what sticks and what slides right down. Yes, you've got the build-up for next week's story, Aurak, but you've also got this business with this genetically built spaceship, a seed ship that looks... Why is Avon really nice about this genetic bank spaceship that's going to save this world versus the one where they ended up just shoving back out into space not 6 stories ago? It's basically the same type of spaceship doing exactly the same job, and they're treating it completely differently. Is this Avon going, under my management, this is what will happen? Well, perhaps that's what it is. I don't know, it's just odd. There's a lot of kneeling down in front of people, and we don't want to go there. What we do want to do is discuss the fact that everyone ends up with radiation poisoning just in time for next week's story. It's a bit of a mess, but I can see why it was done. Yes, you've got Servalan explaining the plot to us. You've got Travis getting miffed that his favourite doctor's being used as nothing more than, well, a piece in somebody else's chess game, ready for sacrifice. And, you know what? On this one, Travis has got the moral high ground. Travis is right, and on stories where Travis is right, you know there's something wrong going on. Nobody's completely the villain, with the exception of Servalan, who's just self-centred and motivated by greed. Well, fair enough, good for her, that's what she does. There's no actual going after the Federation at this point. But you know what? That's fine. So it's filler, perhaps. The business with the rocket, what's going on? I just don't get it. Why is this storyline any different from the ones with the dodgy blokes wandering around in pants? Is it because they're less eloquent and therefore don't deserve to have a spaceship thrown up in the air and save them? I just don't know. And so I'll fade away and come back next time with the last piece of our Summer of Blake 7. So until then, be seeing you. You've been listening to the Tin Dog Podcast, available on RSS, iTunes, Stitcher, Audio Boom and Tumblr. Doctor Who and its associated works are copyright of the BBC. No infringement is intended. You can contact the show, donate, buy merchandise or find out more about my other projects by visiting the Tin Dog Podcast homepage and clicking on the links. The Tin Dog Podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance. On the 5th of September 2015, Hooverville will return. The biggest little Doctor Who convention in the whole of the UK is proud to present several fantastic guests. First off is the Colin Baker, a man who needs absolutely no introduction. Guests also include the author Jenny Colgan, responsible for Dark Horizons and Time Trips, Richard Marson, the man behind JNT, The Life and Scandalous Times, and the brand new book Drama and Delight, the biography of Verity Lambert, Dan Starkey, the man behind the mask when it comes to Commander Strax, and of course Ian the Elf in the Christmas special, Terence Dix, one of the men behind the Third Doctor and more Target novelisations than you can shake a stick at, the actor David Benson, from Robot of Sherwood, Iris Wildtime and the Scarifiers, Matthew Waterhouse, yes, Adric, Michael Pickwood, the current production manager on Doctor Who, and Karen Louise Hollis, author of The Man Behind the Master, the biography of Anthony Ainley. More guests may be added, but either way, that's a fantastic lineup. Visit the Derby Quad website on www.derbyquad.co.uk and follow the links. Saturday the 5th of September 2015. See you there.
Mr. Snyder.